Hello folks, welcome to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. What I want to do now, I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about some of what I think is the better targets that's available. In one of my earlier podcasts, I talked about when I started, we used to use straw bales and hay bales, but archery has come on so good and progressed quite a bit that it's really astounding. Now you can still use those straw bales if you want, but if you're shooting a compound bow or a crossbow, you're going to get complete penetration on those. Now some of these type of targets I kind of recommend because you can get them for field point shooting. Like if all you're going to do is practice in your yard, you can get them for broadheads. Now bear in mind, some of the different targets will last longer than others. They do make some that's real thin styrofoam. I don't recommend shooting out of those because it doesn't take very many shots of a heavy duty bow. It's going to break that styrofoam or it's going to knock big chunks out of it, and then you're going to be out some money. What I recommend is going to one of these cube block type targets. Now the smaller one here, this is a crossbow target. Now this is probably 3 years old. This is only good for shooting broadheads into. Now if you get one that you shoot field points into, the field point is about like a bullet head. I mean it's smooth and it doesn't expand. They will go into the target and you can usually just take your fingers and your thumb and pull those out real easy, and those are nice. But if you shot a broadhead into that, especially the fixed broadheads, when it goes in, you got to pull that back out, and it's going to have the blades in it, and it's going to, just like if you look at this target here, there's a lot of big holes in this. Now it's got multiple aiming targets on it, and so does this one. This one you're not supposed to shoot any field points into it. Now this one is layered. It's like a special formulated foam, and it's kind of laminated. It's sandwiched in there together, and when that arrow goes in, it actually closes up just like it's putting a brake on it, and normally your arrows are not going to penetrate very far. Very rarely have I ever got a pass through on this type of a target. Now what I like about this one, you've got the center bullseye and you got 4 other ones. Now I don't recommend constantly shooting at one spot because after a while, when you're shooting those broadheads, of course those are sharp blades, that's going to start cutting that material and it's going to start penetrating in farther. And another thing is that I like to shoot like a 3D deer target because there's no bullseye on them. I like to use something like this or this in order to set my bow up because it gives me a fine aiming point. Now you can see there's no holes been poked in any of these yet. I've been pretty much target practicing in here. But this is a great target. Now it's pretty lightweight. You can pick it up. You can pick it up and you can put it in your shed or in your garage. Now I have left mine out. The water doesn't seem to bother it very much. Now this other one, this is made by the Morrell company. Now this is the one that when your arrow goes in, it really grips the shaft, and it's kind of difficult to get out. There's been times I've turned this upside down and actually stood on that target to pull the arrow back out. But you don't want the arrow to go completely through. Now this particular target, as you can see, it's foam, and you can turn it over to this side, and you can actually shoot field points into this, but they don't really recommend it. It's supposed to be a broadhead target. Now this is the Morrell Yellow Jacket, and this is a 20 by 22 by 19, and this is good like if you're going to a campground or somewhere and you want to take your bow and stuff and shoot away from the people. You can take this one or that one right there, and it's portable and you can move it around. But you can turn it around that way, or you can turn it at the back and shoot through here. But you can shoot 4 sides on this one. Now this target here, like I say, this is made by the Black Hole Company. Now it tells you just like this, do not shoot this side. This is a carrying side. You can shoot this side, you can turn it on this way, and you can shoot this target. There's no target on the back. But you can see where the arrows the arrowhead, the points might come through, but most of the fletching is on the opposite side. Then here's one right here that's got little tiny targets on. But this is especially made for crossbows, because my crossbow is 175 pounds and it shoots a 450 grain arrow between 350 to 360 foot per second. You need something that is equipped and made for crossbows to stop that inertia and kinetic energy. Now you can buy there's one that looks like a glorified pillow that if you want to put it up on like an aluminum stand, when you shoot it, it'll swing back and forth if you like to see a little bit of movement after the target's hit. Those, a lot of times the guys will buy that just to put in their backyard to shoot targets with. But this target here, I believe I bought this one at like Dunham Sporting Goods. This one, I think the Yellow Jacket by Morrell, I think you can still buy those at Walmart. And they're a little bit pricey. I think you can get them from about $75 upwards of whatever you want to pay, basically. But you need a good target that's going to stop your arrows, and you're not going to be afraid to go out and shoot at it. So that's what I recommend. You want to get something that's durable. I would recommend, like when you're done shooting it, I've got a barn on that side and I got a little shed here. I like to keep it out of the weather as much as I can, but if you do leave it out, the rain doesn't seem to bother it at all. But I just think it would last longer, and you don't have to mow around it either. And you never know, somebody might come walking down the edge of that field there and think, well, there's a couple targets, I'd like to have one. So that's my recommendation. I don't think you'd be disappointed. There's one they call the Block. Those are pretty good. I've owned those in the past, and I've shot several years. This one here, I think I've been shooting for, maybe 2.5 to 3 years. This target here, I actually retired it because I got a big chunk right here, and if I keep hitting that same place, now I can still aim up at these other places here and not worry about it passing through. But I kind of like to hold dead center, because if I make a little bit of a mistake, I'm still on the target. But that's kind of my recommendation on targets. I would not be afraid to recommend either one of these two targets for you. Okay, folks, I want to thank you for letting me join you today. I hope I've given you some good information. So God bless you. We'll see you in the woods.